जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजना। जमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे। जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे। जय गौरनिताय 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 गौरनिताय। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद। Hare Bol Hare Bol Hare Bol Hare Bol। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये। हरे कृष्ण। Hare Krishna. So welcome all of you all for SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM chapter wise overview series. So today we will be continuing chapter 11 of SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM Canto 1. We had begun this chapter, we completed I think around 18 verses of this chapter. So we will try to conclude this chapter by today. So this chapter is called Lord Krishna's entrance into Dwarka. You all remember we were discussing this chapter, right? So basically I'll just do like a quick recap of what we discussed in this chapter. So we saw how Lord Krishna, after staying many months in Hastinapur, Lord Krishna comes now to Dwarka. And as soon as Lord Krishna comes, what does Lord Krishna do? Krishna blows his conch shell. What is the name of Lord Krishna's conch shell? Panchajanya. So hearing that conch shell of Lord Krishna, all the citizens become very, very happy. Just a minute, huh? Yeah. So Lord Krishna blows the conch shell and all the citizens become very, very happy. So we discussed this principle that before having darshan of Lord Krishna, first one will hear the sound of Lord Krishna. Nama Rupa Guna Leela. So here the citizens of Dwarka have still not seen Krishna. They have first heard the sound of Krishna's arrival, the conch shell. And that conch shell brought a lot of hope in them and all fear vanished. So Srila Prabhupada discusses in the purport that if we take shelter of Krishna's sound vibration, either Krishna's holy name, Krishna's katha, then there will not be any fear in our life. Just like we have the example of Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit was cursed that he will die in 7 days. But because Parikshit took shelter of Krishna's sound vibration in the form of Krishna Katha, he became completely fearless. So Lord Krishna enters into Dwarka and all the citizens, they come to welcome Lord Krishna. So for all the citizens, it was like as if life is coming back to them. Right? So all the citizens come running to welcome Lord Krishna and all of them bring some gifts to offer to Lord Krishna. And here it is explained that even though Lord Krishna is Atma Ramam Purna Kamam, Lord Krishna is completely satisfied, fully self-sufficient, still it is the duty of everyone, whatever Krishna has given us, to offer that back with devotion. Which example did we give? We gave the example of Ganga water. How do you do Ganga Puja? You take Ganga water and offer it to Ganga. So similarly, all the citizens out of great love and affection, they were welcoming Krishna with gifts. And not only that, they started to welcome Krishna with lot of beautiful glorification. We will not discuss these verses, we are already discussed. So they tell Lord Krishna, my dear Lord Krishna, we are so fortunate that we are having your darshan, because you are worshipped by Brahma, Kumaras, Indras and so many personalities, and you are never influenced by time. We were discussing these principles that Srimad Bhagavatam is such that there is a storyline also, and along with that storyline there is a lot of philosophy, especially Krishna's glorification. So this is chapter 11, chapter 10, we saw in so many chapters Lord Krishna being glorified. And everyone glorifies Krishna as the supreme shelter, that supreme personality of Godhead. And then they tell Lord Krishna, my dear Lord, just by worshipping you, what will happen? Everyone will become successful in life. And Srila Prabhupada mentions this principle that if we want to become successful in life, the only thing that we need is, we need the mercy of Lord Krishna. So the citizens of Dwarka at that time, 5000 years ago, was the most powerful place. But Dwarka, the opulence of Dwarka was only because they worshipped Krishna. So similarly, if we worship Krishna, keep Krishna in the center of our life, definitely we will become very, very successful. And then they tell Lord Krishna, Aho sanata bhavata smayadvayam traivishtapanam api duradarshanam. They tell Lord Krishna, my dear Lord, we are so fortunate that we are having your darshan. Even people in the heavenly kingdoms, they don't get your darshan. And we were discussing this point that Lord Krishna hardly went to even the heavens. Only one time he went to Swarga. If the demigods had to see Lord Krishna, what they had to do? They had to come to Dwarka. Krishna wouldn't go there. So that means these abodes that are there in this world, Dwarka, Vrindavan, these are so special abodes that even the demigods come and take shelter. So they are telling Lord Krishna, even demigods don't get to see you. You don't go even to Swarga. We are so fortunate that we are able to have your darshan. So we were discussing this point that feeling ourselves very fortunate is very, very important. It's not that we have some special qualities, but due to mercy of some devotees, we have now become fortunate. We are getting to hear about Krishna, we are getting to see Krishna's deities, Krishna's pictures, hear about Krishna Katha, Krishna Kirtan, have Prasad. This is like a very big fortune. We are actually very, very fortunate to be in touch with Krishna. And then they tell the Lord, my dear Lord, if you always are out in Mathura, Vrindavan, how will we survive? And then they tell the Lord, for us, our eyes are completely useless without seeing you. And they give this example, just like the sun, because there is light of the sun, therefore we can see. If the whole world becomes dark, even if you have eyes, it's no use. Similarly, they tell Lord Krishna, you are the sun in our life. Just because of you, we are able to see. And then they tell the Lord, my dear Lord, if you go away, how will we actually survive? So then we described the Bhagavatam, this section describes how Lord Krishna, when he was entering into Dwarka, the entire Dwarka was decorated very, very beautifully. The festive signs, there was flags everywhere with pictures of Hanumanji, there was banana leaves and plantain leaves, mango leaves and all this beautiful decoration for welcoming of Lord Krishna. And not only that, all the roads, the major roads, minor roads, all the roads were cleaned perfectly in order to welcome the Lord. And in every house, there was auspicious ingredients like arti plate and a pot filled with water and all these things kept in order to welcome the Lord in their city and in their lives. So similarly, we all have to develop, Prabhupada explains that this is the mood of Vedic culture, where we are always in the mood of welcoming the Lord, right? So our house, basically the purpose of the house is there should be presence of Krishna there. That's the purpose of the house. So every citizen in Dwarka, they are decorating their house so that they can welcome Lord Krishna very, very perfectly. So it was not that the entire welcoming was just sponsored by the Dwarka government. Even all the citizens in Dwarka were personally involved in actually welcoming Lord Krishna. And then the Lord, he starts to reciprocate with all of them. I think we discussed till verse number 18, correct? 1 minute. 16, 17, yeah. So we saw Lord's reciprocation. So hearing about Lord's arrival, Vasudev, Akrura, Ugrasen, Balaram, Pradyumna, they all came running. We were discussing this. They were all, when Lord Krishna came there, it's not that Lord Krishna previously announced. It's not that from Hastinapur he sent a message that I am coming, be ready. Suddenly he just entered. And all these people, Vasudev, Balaramji and all of them, they were doing different activities. Some were sleeping, some were eating and some were doing different things. But as soon as they heard that Krishna has come, they just gave up all their activities and ran towards Krishna. So this is the kind of surrender that these great devotees have. And we discussed about all these personalities which comes in the purports. And yeah, so we discussed till 16, 17. We have to start from 18 and 19? 19. ठीक है. You all can repeat after me. Varamukyascha shatasho yanestardarshano sukha lasat kundala nirbhata kapolo vadana shriya. So they said here, at that time, many hundreds of prostitutes, yeah, society girls, they also came there to welcome Krishna, beautifully decorated. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that sometimes, someone may get into a profession like, being a prostitute or anything just due to influence of time. Sometimes they just don't have a choice. But still Prabhupada explains here, but the beauty is, whoever you are, no one can check you from doing devotional service. Devotional service is so pure, whoever you are, however fallen you may be, still you are not barred from doing bhakti to Krishna. You can still do bhakti to Krishna. And then Prabhupada in this purport explains a beautiful story of one of our great acharyas called Bilvamangal Thakur. The story of Bilvamangal Thakur is like this. Bilvamangal Thakur was actually born in a Brahmin family, but he was very attached to one prostitute. Her name was Chintamani. And this Bilvamangal, every day without fail, he would go and visit this lady. So one day his father died, but Bilvamangal was not even bothered about doing the final rites. He just wanted to run to meet this lady. So somehow he got that final rites done, and he's going to meet this girl, and it starts to rain, storm, thunder. There's no boat, he has to cross a river. So he literally catches a dead body, a floating dead body. He doesn't even know it's a dead body. He catches that and he crosses the river. And when he goes to the other side, to this lady's house, it's pitch dark. It's pitch dark. He's not able to climb the stairs. There's a rope. But actually this rope was a living snake. He catches that snake and climbs on top, and he knocks the door of this lady. When this lady Chintamani, she sees that Bilvamangal, even in this condition, which is an impossible condition to come, you have come here. You're so determined to meet me. So that time Chintamani, she says, Bilvamangal, if you had this kind of determination to achieve Krishna, by now you would have been a very great devotee. So those words of Chintamani hit Bilvamangal's heart so deeply. Right at that point he decided, I'll go to Vrindavan and surrender to Krishna. He left and went to Vrindavan. And Bilvamangal Thakur has written a lot of books, Krishna Karnamrit and so many books. And in all the books, he says, Chintamani is my guru. This lady, this prostitute is my guru. She showed me the path. So Prabhupada explains here, so the biggest thing that we need to do to rectify society, whoever they may be, whatever their condition it may be, but if someone can practice devotional service, they can actually become pure and spiritual. That's the point that Prabhupada is making here. The only criteria, so Prabhupada is saying here, the criteria of advancement of civilization is whether people are educated and advanced on the path of salvation. So the only criteria that we need to rectify society is we need to give everyone a chance to perform devotional service. So all these girls also, these society girls, they also come running to meet Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna was really loved by everyone. Right from the Brahmanas, the topmost people, even to the society girls, everyone was loving Krishna. Text 20. Nata nartaka gandharva sutamagata vandina gayanti chotama shloka charitani adbhutani cha. So, for Lord Krishna's reception, so we saw the entire Dwarka was decorated for Lord Krishna's reception. The roads were clean. Not only that, there were different kinds of people who are glorifying Krishna in different ways. They were dramatists, those who are expert in doing drama. Along the road, they were performing different pastimes of Krishna. They were singers. They were singing Krishna's pastimes. They were devotees who were dancers. They were dancing Krishna's Leela. And there were great Brahmanas who were chanting Vedic mantras. They were great historians, genealogists who were describing Krishna's family tree. They were describing Krishna's history like that. And in this way, everyone with their expertise. See, Lord Krishna has given all of us a special expertise. Someone is good in singing, someone is good in dancing, someone is good in describing, someone is good in painting. We all have different talents. The only thing that we need to do is dovetail all those talents in Krishna's service. One devotee was explaining the story. One of Prabhupada's disciples is a lady called Jadurani Mataji. You have seen all these paintings that we show that are there in Srila Prabhupada's books. Many of that is painted by one Prabhupada's disciple, American, called Jadurani Mataji. So in those days, she was spending hours and hours painting these pictures. So one time the devotees there in the West, they were going out to do book distribution. Because initially in ISKCON, all the devotees, like from morning to evening, they would do book distribution and come back. They would distribute Gita in the streets. So the devotees were telling Jadurani Mataji, you also come. So she was very excited. She carried her book bag and she was going out. Prabhupada asked her, where are you going? She told Prabhupada that all the devotees are going to do book distribution. Even I am going. Prabhupada said, nothing, just stay back. For you, book distribution is sit here and paint Krishna's paintings. And Prabhupada told her that everyone can glorify Krishna in different ways. Right? So everyone has certain expertise. Krishna has blessed all of us with something or the other. So we all need to use our expertise, because all the skills and expertise is given by Krishna. No? If someone is a good singer, who has blessed him with that voice? Krishna only has blessed. Right? So whatever Krishna has given us, we use that in Krishna's service. And Prabhupada is explaining here, see, as society, as human society, we all need variety. Right? It's not that we can just keep hearing lecture. We want to hear lecture, we want to see a drama, we want to see a dance, we want to see different things. All these aspects, when they are connected to Krishna, then there is a whole society and a culture formed around it. And this is Vedic culture. Previously, dances would happen based on Krishna. Mataji is a Bharatnatyam teacher. Right? She does dances based on Krishna. So dances would happen based on Krishna. Anyone who would speak, they would speak only Ramayana and Mahabharata. So everything was centered around Krishna Leela. That's the whole idea. So in this way, all of them, they came and they were doing their different performances to welcome the Lord. Text 21. Bhagavam Satra Bandhunam Pauranam Anuvartinam Yata Vidhi Upasangamya Sarvesham Manamadade. Just see Lord Krishna's quality here. When we read SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, and especially when we observe Lord Krishna very carefully, we can understand the beauty of Krishna's quality. So different varieties of people have come to welcome Krishna. Who all? Right from Vasudev, Ugrasen, Balaram, very supremely powerful avatars of Krishna, all of them have come. There are great Brahmanas, they have come. There are even prostitutes who have come. There are people who are expert in drama, artists, singers, different ranks. So that means basically right from the topmost Vaishnavas, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Shudras, everyone is there. But the beauty is Lord Krishna honored everyone. He honored and greeted everyone. How? Yata Vidhi, according to their position. So the point here is, Lord Krishna also through his example is showing us this principle that we have to respect everyone, whoever they may be. Even if someone is a prostitute or anyone. We have the example of Haridas Thakur, right? Namacharya Haridas Thakur. When he was there in Benapal sitting and chanting Hare Krishna, there was a prostitute called Laksha Hira who comes to allure Haridas. But if you study this whole section of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Haridas Thakur knew that this lady has come to deviate me from the path of bhakti. But Haridas, even with dealing with this lady, he was very, very respectful. Very respectfully he changed her heart. So this is the point that Lord Krishna, he greets and honors everyone. How does Lord Krishna do it? It is explained in the next verse, text 22. Prava abhivadana ashlesha karasparsha smitekshanai ashwasya chashva pakhebhyo vare chabi matir vibho. How did the Lord reciprocate? He bowed his head in front of someone. He exchanged greetings. He shook hands with someone. He embraced someone, he smiled at someone, he gave assurance, and to some people he was giving benedictions. So, Prabhupada explains in this purport, there was a whole rank of people. Those who were senior to him, like Krishna's father, Vasudev, Ugrasen, Krishna's grandfather had come, Balaramji had come. How did Lord Krishna reciprocate with them? Lord Krishna touched their feet. Even though he is a Supreme Lord, these people are senior to him by age. Lord Krishna touched their feet. The Brahmanas, he touched their feet, seeking blessings. Those who were his equals, Lord Krishna embraced them. And those who were embraced them, shook hands with them. And Lord Krishna, those who were like junior to him, Lord Krishna gave them assurance and benediction. So in this way, Lord Krishna reciprocates with everyone. Yata vidhi. Right? So similarly, the mood of respect is there, the culture of respect is there. We may show that culture of respect in different ways. Right? Those who are senior to us, we respect them by bowing down. Those who are equal, we respect them by making good friendship. And those who are junior to us, we respect them by helping them, right, in their own ways. So Prabhupada, the point that Prabhupada is making here is, no one is barred from practicing the path of bhakti. And Prabhupada says here, no one is rejected by the Lord from the kingdom of God. And it remains with the living entity to accept this or not. So Lord Krishna doesn't reject anyone. We were discussing Ramayana. Lord Ram met different kinds of people. Lord Ram met the personalities in Ayodhya who are like super excellent, very cultured, highly cultured people like Lakshmana, Bharat and all these personalities. Lord Ram used them in his service. Lord Ram met people like Sugriva, right, who are not at all cultured. Lord Ram used them also in his service. And Lord Ram met even demons like Vibhishana. Lord Ram used them also in his service. So the point is, the Lord doesn't close his door for anyone. Whoever you are, whatever your condition may be, the doors are open for Krishna's bhakti. Krishna can take anyone into spiritual life, provided we want to make that connection with Krishna. So that's the essence here, how Lord Krishna welcomes everyone, respects everyone and gives everyone a chance to perform bhakti. That's the whole idea. Text 23. Swayam cha gurubir vipre sadare stavare rapi ashbir yujjamanonyer vandibhishcha vishatpuram. So Lord Krishna saw they were very elderly Brahmanas along with their wives who had come. So for them walking also was very difficult, but still they came out to receive Krishna. So Lord Krishna, what he was doing, Lord Krishna got down from his chariot and Lord Krishna started to walk along with them. Even in Ram Leela we find the same principle. When Lord Ram was being taken from Ayodhya to the forest, Lord Ram was being driven by Sumantra, who was the chariot driver of Dasharat Maharaj. Lord Ram, Lakshman and Sita Maiya, all three of them taken to the forest. But when Lord Ram was going, all the citizens of Ayodhya started to follow. And there were a lot of Brahmanas, elderly Brahmanas who were walking. When Lord Ram saw that they couldn't catch up with the pace of the chariot, Lord Ram personally got down from the chariot and he walked along with these Brahmanas. So this is the kind of respect Lord Krishna, Lord Ram, the Supreme Lord, has towards the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. The Lord also doesn't want to put his position greater than them. We were discussing Sudama Leela. We were discussing this point that when Lord Krishna in Dwarka, the same Dwarka, when Lord Krishna's friend Sudama came, who was a Brahmana, Lord Krishna was so respectful to Sudama. So this is the mood the Supreme Lord, as everyone's father, as everyone's guru, through his example is teaching all of us the idea of respecting Brahmanas, the idea of respecting elders and even Vaishnavas. Text 24. Rajamargam gate. 1 minute. Text 24 only, right? There's a mistake in the verse number here. Okay. Rajamargam gate Krishne Dwarkaya Kulastriya Haryamani Arhur Vipra Tat Ikshana Mahotsava. So when Lord Krishna was passing the public roads, all the ladies, what they did, they climbed on the rooftop of the palaces to have darshan of Lord Krishna. We had heard a similar example in the previous chapter. You remember? What was in the previous chapter when Lord Krishna was leaving Hastinapur? What was happening there? All the ladies also climbed on the rooftop. So this is the idea that Prabhupada mentions here, that ladies, they have this kind of shyness. They try to stay away from men. But from the rooftop, they are having darshan of Krishna. And here it is written, Tat Ikshana Mahotsava. Utsava means festival. Mahotsava means great festival. Ikshana Mahotsava is festival for the eyes. Festival for the eyes. What is festival for the eyes? To see Krishna is festival for the eyes. Ikshana Mahotsava. Right? And similarly, what is festival for the ears? To hear about Krishna is festival for the ears. And what is festival for the tongue? Yes, Prasad. Prasad is festival for the tongue. And also to chant Hare Krishna. That is also festival. Sometimes that becomes an austerity for us. Right? So festival for the tongue is to have Prasad and also to chant Hare Krishna. So in ISKCON there are so many festivals. We have Shravana Utsav, festival of hearing. Right? We have Prasad Utsav and we have so many festivals. Anything connected to Krishna, it can be just a festival. So Prabhupada writes here, even from previous times, it is understood that ladies are sometimes more devotional than men. We will find it in everywhere. Prabhupada explains in India now also, when there is a spiritual festival, you will find more number of ladies than men because they are very naturally devoted to the Supreme Lord. So you may say, these ladies were so fortunate, the citizens of Dwarka were so fortunate, they were having darshan of Krishna. We don't get that darshan. So Prabhupada explains here that same Krishna comes in the form of Archa Vigraha, deities. Right? And great acharyas have established the process of deity worship. And when we have darshan of Krishna in the form of deities, we will experience the same bliss. Ikshana Mahotsava. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, and Mahaprabhu would go and have darshan of Jagannath Ji. There it is explained, especially in Puri, after Snan Yatra, for 15 days darshan of Jagannath Ji is not there. Then directly during Rath Yatra it opens up. So for those 15 days Mahaprabhu was experiencing so much separation. Just the day before Rath Yatra, there is a festival called Netrotsav. After many days, 15 days, the darshan of Jagannath Ji opens up. Mahaprabhu was so happy to have darshan of Jagannath. He is saying whom? He is saying Krishna, but Krishna in the form of a deity. So the same bliss. So Prabhupada explains here, the great acharyas have given us a process of deity worship. And this deity worship is not called idol worship. Idol worship and deity worship are completely different. Deity worship is an authorized process. If we take shelter of Krishna's deity forms, we will experience the same kind of bliss. Text 25. Nityam Nirikshmananam Yadapi Dwarkaukasam Na Vitrapyanti Hidrisha Shriyo Damagamam Achyutam. This is a very beautiful point. So here they say, even though the Dwarka Vasis, it's not that first time they are seeing Krishna. Are these Dwarka Vasis first time seeing Krishna? Krishna stays in Dwarka only. Right? So they are regularly accustomed to seeing Krishna. Still, they were never satisfied. They wanted to see Krishna more and more. Like happens now when you go and have darshan of Krishna's deities, like Udupi Krishna. When you have darshan of Udupi Krishna once, are you satisfied? No, you get into the line again. And the people there, they get very frustrated. These ISKCON devotees keep coming again and again. Again, they go to Dwarka also. Again, हम द्वारका गए थे एक बार. You have darshan of Dwarkadhish. One time you are never satisfied. And you keep going again and again in that circle, finding some route to go. So similarly, Dwarkavasis, they were seeing Krishna regularly. Still, they were never satisfied. So Prabhupada explains here in the point here, in this material world, there is a law of satiation. That means what you get in the material world, after some time, you get frustrated with it, you want to see something different. Right? Like a normal paper, newspaper, you can't read that newspaper again and again. One time you read it, 2 times you read it, then you throw it. But Gita Bhagavatam, the same Gita Bhagavatam you can read hundreds of times. Because anything connected with Krishna, you are never satiated. Like the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We chant the same Hare Krishna Mahamantra for like years together. But we are never bored of it. This boredom comes with material things. Anything connected to Krishna, there is no boredom. The same Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the same Ramayana, the same Mahabharata, you can keep hearing hundreds and thousands of times, you will never get bored with it. Why? Because there is a difference between material and spiritual. Krishna's form, Krishna's beauty, Krishna Leela is all spiritual, Satchidananda. Therefore, one never gets bored with it and one wants to hear more and more. So the test that we have experienced some bliss in bhakti means we will want to keep doing it more and more. Just like the Dwarkavasis, they have seen Krishna, but they feel that they have never seen Krishna. They want to see Krishna again and again. Text 26. Shriyo nivaso yasho yashyoraha panapatram mukam drisham baho lokapalana sarangana padambujam. Another very beautiful shloka. Here, 4 aspects of Krishna's beauty is described. We saw in the previous verse that how much ever you see Krishna, you are never satisfied. You want to see Krishna again and again. 4 aspects of Krishna's beauty here. Shriyo nivaso yashyoraha. In the chest of Krishna, Vakshasthal, who stays Shriyo nivasaha. Shriya refers to Lakshmi. Lakshmi Mata stays in the chest of Lord Krishna. Panapatra mukam drisham. Krishna's face is considered to be like a drinking vessel. With the eyes want to drink. Like if you're thirsty, you want a drinking vessel to drink water or drink some juice, right? Similarly, the eyes are thirsty for beauty. The only person who can quench the thirst of eyes' beauty is Krishna's face. It's like a drinking vessel. Vessel is also round enough. So similarly, Krishna's face is also round. It's like a drinking vessel. Bhavuho lokapalana. Krishna's arms are resting place for demigods. All the devatas stay in the arms of Krishna. And saranganam padambujam. And all the pure devotees take shelter of Krishna's feet. Prabhupada explains a very beautiful purport. Prabhupada explains, see, in this world there are different classes of different human beings and everyone is seeking something different. There are people in this world who want money, Lakshmi, right? For them, they also can take shelter of Krishna. The whole idea is whoever you are, all your desires will get fulfilled by taking shelter of Krishna. There's a verse in the second canto of Bhagavatam. Akama sarvo kamo va moksha kama udharadi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusha param. Whether you have material desires, no desires, whatever you have, Krishna is the desire fulfilling tree. Whether you have material desires or no material desires, spiritual desires, go to Krishna. Krishna will do everything for you. So those who want Lakshmi, money, everyone wants money in this world, na? And people learn and do different things for money. Formula is simple. If you want money, what you should do? Worship Krishna. Simple. Why? Shriyo Nivaso Yashoshyara. Because Lakshmi stays in the chest of Lord Krishna. So if you worship Krishna, Lakshmi will be with you. We were discussing Sudama Leela. Sudama ji worshipped Krishna and Sudama became very, very rich. Right? Srila Prabhupada, he started ISKCON with nothing. Very soon, Prabhupada got so much success in the form of ISKCON. How did it come? Because he worshipped Krishna. So if anyone wants Lakshmi, anyone wants to become materially wealthy also, what is the thing one should do? Worship Krishna. So someone who wants to seek beauty in this world, someone may be looking for beauty in this world. So the best thing is to look at Krishna's beauty. When we look at Krishna's beauty, what will happen? We will lose taste for the beauty of this world, because Krishna's face is most beautiful. And there are people who want protection. People want to be protected, especially people who have post position. They are always fearful that my post position should not go away. If you want to be protected, then what you should do? Worship Krishna. Bhavo lokapalana. Because Krishna's hands are the resting place for even demigods. So we all know when the demigods are in trouble, demigods are very powerful, right? When the demigods are in trouble, what they do? They go to Krishna. They take shelter of Krishna. So if you want to be protected, what do you want? What you should do? Worship Krishna. And the devotees, what they do? Sarangana padambujam. The devotees are happy taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. And taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet means doing bhakti to Krishna, following the 9 processes of devotional service. So Prabhupada explains here, those who are seeking money, they take shelter of Krishna's chest. Those who are seeking beauty, they take shelter of Krishna's face. Those who are seeking power, they take shelter of Krishna's hands. But the devotees are happy in Krishna's feet. So the devotees are humble by nature. Sarangana padambujam. They take shelter of Krishna's feet. And therefore, Lord Krishna is very merciful to the devotees, because the devotees have no desire for wealth. Devotees have no desire even to seek beauty. And the devotees have no desire even to seek protection. What the devotees want? The devotees want only service to Krishna's lotus feet. Right? So even if you have material desires, you can take shelter of Krishna. But if someone is a pure devotee, he will take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. I'll not get into the purport. Prabhupada explains in the purport. There's a very beautiful song by Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami in the song explains, my dear Lord, my mind is like a bee. And he's praying to the Lord, let my mind be attracted to your lotus feet, which is like a lotus. And Rupa Goswami prays, even though attaining your lotus feet is not easy, but I have a great desire to be at your lotus feet, please accept me. So in this way, 4 kinds of people surrender to Krishna, and Krishna satisfies all of them. How is Lord Krishna's beauty? Please explain in the next verse. Very beautiful verse. Text 27. Sita patra vyajaner upaskrita prashuna varsher abhivarshita pati Vishangavasa vanamalya babo Gano yataro dupa chapa vaidyute. So when Lord Krishna was walking, there was a fan that was someone was holding a white fan on Lord Krishna's head. You remember the previous chapter, there was a similar description like this? When Lord Krishna was leaving Hastinapur, who was holding that fan? Arjuna was holding the fan. And who was doing morpang to Krishna? Huh? No. Anyone remembers previous chapter? Uddhava and Satyaki, they were doing morpang. So similarly, now Lord Krishna is entering into Dwarka. Someone was holding a white fan on Krishna's head to protect him from the heat. And there were devotees who were doing chamar. They were offering chamar in semicircles. And there were flowers being thrown from top. Those devotees who were there in the palaces, they were throwing flowers. And Lord Krishna was wearing a garland of flowers. And Lord Krishna's dhoti was yellow in color. So this whole thing looked like there's a dark cloud surrounded by sun, moon, lightning and rainbow. In this world, sun, moon, lightning, rainbow, do they appear together? When sun is there, there is no moon. When moon is there, there is no sun. When lightning is there, there is no rainbow. They don't come together. But here, it is as if everything is together. How do you understand this? So Prabhupada explains here that white umbrella is like the ark, sun. Shita pa patra ark. So that umbrella is like the sun. The fans that were moving are like the moon. They were appearing like the moon. And there were a flower shower from top. They were like appearing like stars. And Krishna's yellow garments is like the lightning. And then Krishna was wearing a flower garland, which was like a rainbow. And Krishna's color is what? Black in color. And Krishna is like the black cloud. When there's black cloud, there's no sun. But all these things were together. So the idea is, Krishna's beauty generally cannot be described by words at all. But the best way, or the only thing that we can do, is compare Krishna's beauty with the most beautiful things in this world. Right? And these are the most beautiful things. Moon, rainbow, like that. So therefore Krishna's beauty is, the analogy is made like this, that Krishna was so beautiful. This whole scene of Krishna's entry into Dwarka was appearing so beautiful and so mystical. So Lord Krishna now was entered into Dwarka. So now after entering into Dwarka, Lord Krishna first goes to meet his mothers. Krishna's mother Devaki, and Krishna had many other mothers also. So Lord Krishna first goes to meet the mothers. Text 28 and 29 explains Krishna's dealings with his mothers. Pravishtastu graham pitro parishvakta swamatrabhi vavande shirasa sapta devaki pramukha muda. Pravishtastu graham pitro. Lord Krishna entered into the house of his father Vasudev. Lord Krishna entered into the palace of Vasudev. And Lord Krishna was embraced Parishtvaktaha Swamatrabi. The mothers of Lord Krishna went and embraced Lord Krishna. And what did Lord Krishna do? Lord Krishna placed his head at the feet of his mothers. And these mothers were headed by Devaki Pramukha Buddha. Devaki was the foremost. So, Prabhupada explains here in the purport, Vasudevji, Lord Krishna's father, had 18 wives in total. Out of that, Devaki was the actual mother. But in those days, especially if you see Krishna Leela and Ram Leela, Krishna would treat his stepmothers also as his own mothers. Just like Lord Ram had same love that he had for Kaushalya, the same kind of love he had for Kaikeyi and Sumitra. So this is how Lord Krishna, Lord Rama are teaching to their examples. And here, the word Shirasa Sapta. Sapta means 7. So Prabhupada explains here, ideally everyone has 7 mothers. Saptamatra. Who are the 7 mothers? The first is one real mother. Second is the wife of a spiritual master, Guru Patni. Third is Brahmana Patni, the wife of the Brahmanas. Fourth is the wife of a king, Raja Patni. The fifth is the cow, Gomata. Sixth is Dhatri. There may be a nurse who is raising child, also a mother. And seventh is Bhumi Devi, earth. These are the 7 mothers. So all these are mothers. So therefore, even a stepmother is considered to be a mother because she's like a dhatri basically. So in this way, Lord Krishna first goes and meets his mothers and seeks their blessings. Text 29. Ta putram ankam aropya sneha snuta payodhara harsha vivalitatmana Shishicur netra jair jalai. So after the mothers embraced Krishna, their son, they made Krishna sit on their lap. Lord Krishna is already grown up. He's already a father, grandfather now. Still, they made Lord Krishna sit on their lap. And they had so much love for Krishna that milk started to flow from their breasts. So Prabhupada explains in the purport that Lord Krishna can draw the living entity's love. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunoi Shravanadya Shuddha Chitte Kariya Yudhoi. We all have love for Krishna, but now that love is not flowing for all of us. The more we come in touch with Krishna, love for Krishna will automatically flow from our hearts very, very naturally. In Vrindavan, Prabhupada explains here, even the cows, what to speak of the mothers, when the cows would see Krishna, milk would flow from their udders. They would feel Krishna is like a calf. They had such motherly love for Krishna that naturally just seeing Krishna, milk would flow. So Prabhupada explains here, this is the kind of love that Krishna can bring into the hearts of the living entities. And what to speak of these mothers who were actual mothers of Krishna, they had so much love for Krishna. In this way, Lord Krishna satisfied all these mothers. And then what Lord Krishna does? He goes to meet his queens, his wives. Right? Text from 30 onwards, 30 to 35. Atavishat swa bhavanam sarvakamam anuttamam prasada yatra patninam sahasrani chatshodasha. Thereafter, Lord Krishna entered into his palaces, Swabhavanam. The previous shlokas we saw, Lord Krishna first entered into the palace of his father. Then Lord Krishna, Swabhavanam, Atavishat Swabhavanam, he entered into his palaces. And all these palaces were Sarvakamam Anuttamam. Sarvakamam means the palaces of Lord Krishna were perfect, complete. Or you can say, they could fulfill all desires, the palaces of Lord Krishna. And then Lord Krishna, how many palaces he had? Sahasrani Chatshodasha. Krishna had 16,108 wives and that many palaces he had. So that means Lord Krishna, one Krishna entered into Dwarka, one Krishna went to meet his mothers. Now when Lord Krishna is entering into 16,000 palaces, that Krishna became 16,108 and he enters into all the 16,108 palaces. So this is the beauty of Lord Krishna. So Prabhupada explains in the purport, the beauty of Dwarka, the opulence of Dwarka is explained further in the 10th canto. This is just the first canto, an idea. But if you see the 10th canto, there is one chapter where the opulence of Dwarka is explained. When Narad Muni goes to meet Krishna, seeing what Krishna is doing with his different wives, each of the palaces were made with jewels, marbles, curtains and bedding made of velvet, highly opulent. So therefore, Krishna is the supreme persona of Godhead, Bhagavan. What is the definition of Bhagavan? Bhagavan means one who has 6 opulences in full. And one of that opulence is wealth. So Lord Krishna was very wealthy, he satisfied all these ladies. So Prabhupada explains here, Sarva Kamam means Lord Krishna can fulfill all his desires. So Prabhupada mentions here, the Lord is unlimited. One of the name of the Lord is Ananta. The Lord is unlimited. How many forms Krishna has? How many avatars are there of the Lord? Actually Ananta, unlimited. Right? How many names Krishna has? Namakari Bahuda, unlimited names, Ananta names. Similarly, Lord Krishna's palaces are Ananta, Lord Krishna's devotees are Ananta. Everything connected to Krishna is Ananta, completely unlimited. Text 31. Patnya patim prosha grhanupagatam vilokya sanjata mano mahotsava utastur arad sahasanayashayat shakam vrate virita lochananana. So, when the queens of Lord Krishna saw Lord Krishna, who's come after a very long time being abroad, what happened to them? Mano Mahotsava. So, we saw Ikshana Mahotsava, festival for the eyes. Here it is Manaha Mahotsava, festival for the mind, festival for the heart. They were rejoicing in their minds that they are seeing Krishna. And they at once got up from their seats and they were about to meet Krishna. Probably they were about to go and embrace Krishna. But they saw that there were other personalities also. They became very, very shy and looked down in a very shy way. So this is the response that Krishna's queens have for Krishna. So Prabhupada explains, there's a long purport. So Prabhupada explains here that as I told you, Lord Krishna expanded into 16,108 forms and entered. So this is Krishna's Vaibhava, Krishna's opulence. Generally a powerful yogi, if someone is a very powerful yogi, he can expand into 10 forms simultaneously. If someone is like a very, very powerful yogi. But Krishna is Yogeshwara. Krishna expanded into 16,108 forms. Even if someone is a very powerful yogi, if he expands into 10 forms, all the 10 forms will do the same thing at the same time. But Krishna's forms were not like that. In one palace, Krishna is talking to his queen. In another palace, Krishna is having prasad. The other palace, Krishna is talking to his children. All the 16,108 forms of Krishna were doing different activities. So that's how Lord Krishna's yogic Shakti is. That's the first thing that Prabhupada explains here. So therefore, one should not think that how can Lord Krishna marry 16,108 wives. So Prabhupada explains here, even if Lord Krishna marries 16,000 million wives, still it is less. One cannot question Krishna. Therefore God is great. Whatever he does is great. And then Prabhupada explains here that these wives of Krishna, they were in separation from Krishna. Still they were always connected to Krishna because they were always thinking of Krishna. And finally when they saw Krishna, they became very, very happy. So Prabhupada is mentioning this point here, that for all of us, we may sometimes experience Krishna's presence and sometimes we may be away from Krishna's presence. But in either ways, if we are connected to Krishna by thinking about Krishna, we are always connected to him. Right? So whether Krishna was in Dwarka or whether Krishna was in Vrindavan, it's not that Lord Krishna remained with those devotees eternally, always there. Krishna would go away, sometimes from Vrindavan, sometimes from Dwarka. But those devotees in separation from Krishna, they were always thinking of Krishna. So all these queens of Krishna, they wanted to go and embrace Krishna, but they were naturally very shy also, so they controlled themselves. So how did they embrace Krishna? It is explained in the next verse, because they wanted to embrace Krishna. How did they embrace Krishna? Text 32 explains, Tam Atmajay Drishtibir Antaratmana Duranta Bhava Parirebire Patim Niruddham Api Ashravat Ambunetrayor Vilajjatina Mruguvarya Vaiklava. So their ecstasy was so strong. So it's like they want to embrace Krishna, but their training of shyness and that feminine nature is so strong, they are not able to embrace also. Because probably when Lord Krishna entered, Lord Krishna didn't enter alone. There was some few other men also who came with Krishna. So these ladies were shy. So what they did, they first embraced Krishna within their hearts. Right? They embrace Krishna within their heart. Second is they embrace Krishna with their eyes. Second embrace. And third is, they sent their sons to embrace Krishna. They couldn't embrace Krishna, they sent their sons to embrace Krishna. In this way, they were trying to embrace Krishna, in 3 different steps. And following the culture and following the etiquette also. But still, they couldn't control their feelings, and incessant tears were flowing from their eyes. So this is the kind of, we are getting a little glimpse into the kind of emotion these devotees were experiencing. As Prabhupada mentions previously also, we can't explain all these emotions, the spiritual emotion in words, but this is to give us little idea of what kind of emotion Lord Krishna was churning in the hearts of all these wives of Lord Krishna. Text 33. Yadyapi aso parshvagato raho gatas tatapi tasyangri yugam navam pade pade kaviramet tatpadaj chalapi yachri na jahati karhichit. Although these wives of Lord Krishna would spend a lot of time with them privately. So even though they spent a lot of time with Krishna, still they felt Krishna's lotus feet as new and new. Tatapi tasyangri yugam navam. Although they were so intimate to Krishna, still they didn't take Krishna for granted. They felt that we don't know Krishna. Right? It's not that they are thinking that we know Krishna. Every time they were thinking that this Krishna appears newer and newer. Right? So Prabhupada explains in the purport, one can never say that one has understood Krishna. Just like Gita, one can never say that I've understood Gita, because the next time you read Gita, you'll find something newer in it. Similarly, Lord Krishna is navam. You'll find newer and newer things in Krishna. And even though the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, one of the name of Lakshmi is what? Chanchala. She is very restless. Lakshmi cannot stay in one place for a very long time. But that Lakshmi who's Chanchal, she's so restless, but she can never give up the feet of Krishna. That's the idea. So Prabhupada explains in the purport here that, we are all looking for the favor of the goddess of fortune of Lakshmi. The only way we can get favor of the goddess of fortune is by serving Krishna. Because wherever Krishna is, Lakshmi is eternally present there. So that's the idea that Prabhupada is mentioning here. 2 points that comes from this shloka. One is, when we are connected to Krishna, we will experience newer and newer rasa. We will experience bliss at every stage, ever increasing bliss. Anandha Mudi Vardhanam. And the second point Prabhupada explains here, once one gets connected to Krishna, one can never give up his association. One will never be able to give up. Right? So, once you get connected to Krishna, that's it. It's an eternal connection. Even if you want to leave Krishna, it will be very difficult for you to leave once you experience that bliss. So, Rupa Goswami, one of our great acharyas, he says, if you are still attached to things in the material world, don't go to see Krishna in Vrindavan. Because once you see him, finished. Krishna will enter your heart very, very deeply. Krishna will never leave you. One of our devotees, he was a pujari in one of our temples, and mind is very very chanchal. You can never trust it. So this devotee was thinking, enough. I have done bhakti. I want to enjoy material life. So he decided, let me go out. Right? He went out. He went to see a movie. And while he was going to see that movie, he saw devotees distributing books. And the devotees came to him, take Bhagavad Gita. He somehow hid his face and went inside that movie theater. And in that movie, he's seeing devotees doing kirtan. So he understood that Krishna is not going to leave me. He came and joined back the temple. So that's the idea. So Prabhupada explains in the ending part of the purport, very beautiful understanding. So Prabhupada says, in this world, everyone wants government service, government job. Okay? Why do you want government job? Why do people want government job? Settle life. सेट है कि नहीं, टेंशन नहीं है ज़्यादा, है कि नहीं, 2 टाइम्स पंचिंग करके आ जाओ, काम किया थोड़ा बहुत किया कि नहीं, पैसा आएगा, छुटने के बाद पेंशन भी आएगा, यू आर सॉर्टेड बेसिकली. सो प्रॉपर एक्सप्लेन्स हियर, इफ government, working in a government job gives you so much security, imagine working for Krishna's government. Working for Krishna means you are working for that supreme government. How much more security Krishna will give you? That's the idea that Prabhupada is mentioning here. That means the highest perfection is to not seek service in the government of this world. The highest perfection is to seek some service in Krishna's government. Right? That's the idea. So these ladies were Lakshmi's form. They were wanting to do some service for Krishna. They were ready to do some menial service for Krishna, because once one experiences that bliss of seva, one will never give up that service. Text 34. We have another. Oh, should we complete the chapter somehow? Another 3-4 verses to go. We'll do it quickly. ठीक है? Text 34. एवं नृपाणां क्षितिभार जन्मनाम् अक्षोनिभिः परिवर्तते दशाम् विद्याय वैरं श्वसनो यतानलम् मितो वदेनो परतो निरायुधा. So here it says, Lord Krishna, after killing all the people who are burdened to the earth, Lord Krishna became satisfied. Because 3 purposes of Lord Krishna's avatar. One is to diminish the asuras in this world. So when the war of Kurukshetra was over and so many demons killed mass scale, Lord Krishna became happy. And then it is explained here, how does Lord Krishna kill all these demons? Krishna makes them fight with each other and they kill each other. Simple. Lord Krishna doesn't have to personally intervene. साथ में झगड़ा करते हैं और समाप्त होता है. The example is given, just like in a forest, how does forest fire happen? 2 bamboos rub with each other and there's a forest fire. You don't have to go and lit a forest fire. Similarly in this world, demons come together, they fight and they destroy each other. So Prabhupada explains in the purport, Lord Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita, whenever there is dharma glani, he appears. And what is dharma glani? When human beings want to compete with God, want to become an enjoyer like God, Lord Krishna comes and 2 competitors, 2 human beings, 2 demons who want to become gods themselves, they fight with each other and they kill. Unwanted burden is removed. And this is Lord Krishna's plan so that people can follow the path of bhakti. When Lord Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita that I come to establish dharma. Dharma there basically means the path of bhakti. Text 35. So esha nara lokesmin avitirna swamayaya reme stri ratna kutasto bhagavan prakrito yata. This Supreme Lord, we saw in the prayers that the citizens of Dwarka offered to Krishna. Krishna, your lotus feet are worshipped by Brahma, Shiva. To have your darshan is so difficult. You are the controller of time. This Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, Swamayaya, Lord Krishna enjoyed with these ladies as if he is like their husband. This Krishna, who is that Supreme Lord, did dealings with these ladies as if he is like an ordinary husband in this world. So Prabhupada explains the purport. Lord married and lived like a householder. Whatever the wives would tell, whatever they wanted, Krishna would do. Story of Satyabhama. Satyabhama tells Krishna, I want Parijat flower. Lord Krishna said, okay, I'll take you. So Krishna became literally like a henpecked husband, follower of his wives. But why did Lord Krishna do this? Not because they were beautiful. Lord Krishna did this because they were unalloyed devotees of him. That's the idea. So Prabhupada explains the purport, we may see Krishna Leela and we may think that Hare Krishna is an ordinary man, ordinary person. He also has wives, he also has children. But one has to understand Krishna. If you understand Krishna fully, you will understand that Krishna is doing this only to reciprocate with his devotees. Otherwise, Krishna has no business with these ladies. And in the next verse, it shows how Lord Krishna was not dealing with these ladies on a material platform. It was not a bodily attraction that Krishna had for these ladies. It was completely a spiritual attraction. Text 36. Udama bhava pishunamal guhasa Kridavaloko nihato madono piyasham Sammuya chapam ajahat pramodatamasta Yasindriyam vimatinum kuhoker nashiku. These ladies, the queens of Krishna, were so beautiful, so beautiful. The queens of Krishna were so beautiful that their smiling could conquer even Madan Dev. They were so beautiful that even Madan Dev they could conquer with their smile. And they were so beautiful that even Shiva, who is Dhira Purusha, he could also become victim of their beauty. These ladies were so beautiful. But they couldn't conquer Krishna with their beauty. Krishna was, how much ever they showed their beauty and attractions and all their features, Krishna was not at all agitated. So the point Prabhupada explains, Prabhupada mentions 2 points here. Prabhupada explains here that in this material world, Kam Vasana, a lust, is the biggest distraction for anyone who wants to progress on the path of spiritual life. Anyone who wants to attain salvation, attraction to the opposite sex is the greatest danger, right? So we know that how Kamdev tries to allure Shiva in so many different ways. That's the first thing that Prabhupada mentions here, that anyone who's serious about going back to Godhead should stay away from the opposite sex. And the only way you can do that is staying in the association of Mahatmas. When you're in the association of devotees, you're protected from the attraction of the opposite sex. Second point Prabhupada mentions here, that the only reason Lord Krishna was attracted to stay with these ladies was not because of their beauty. The only reason Lord Krishna agreed to stay with them is because of their devotion, not their beauty. So that's the only thing. Otherwise, Krishna was completely detached from them. Krishna was not at all attached. So this is the beauty of Krishna. Therefore, this shloka shows that how Krishna's dealing with these wives was not on a material level, but completely on a spiritual level. Text 37. Tam ayam manyate loko iya sangam api sanginam atmopamyenam manujam vyapatranvanam yato buddha. So those who are materialistic, conditioned souls, they think Abudaha. Abudaha means one who is less intelligent. He thinks that Krishna is affected by matter. Krishna's relation is also material. Krishna's form is also material. These are people who are on the material platform. But those who are spiritual, they understand that Krishna's dealings with his wives or with anyone, the last lila of Krishna is completely spiritual. Text, the last 2 verses, text 38. Etad ishanam ishasya prakritistopi tad gunai na yujjate sadatmaster yata buddhistad ashraya. So this is the divinity. Etad ishanam ishasya. Etad, this is the divinity, Ishanam Ishasya, divinity of Krishna. What is the divinity of Krishna? Even though he is there with these ladies, he is not materially connected to them. He is completely on a spiritual platform. And there is an example here, simple example that is given here. If devotees who are connected to Krishna, they are unaffected. If pure devotees of Krishna, they are unaffected by material things, how can Krishna be affected by material things? Simple logic, na? If pure devotees are unaffected, because of their connection with Krishna, how can Krishna be affected? Right? So that's the idea. And Prabhupada explains here so many examples. We have examples of Haridas Thakur, I told you the story. Haridas Thakur was such a great devotee. Even though this lady came to allure Haridas Thakur, he is not affected. So if Haridas Thakur is so pure, unaffected, how can Krishna become impure and material? There is no chance at all. So all these pastimes of Krishna is completely spiritual. And who can understand this? Only a devotee of Krishna can understand these pastimes. Otherwise, for a materialistic people, for a materialistic person, all Krishna Leela is material. Krishna married wives, Krishna did Ras Leela, Krishna also died. No, people will never understand Krishna Leela. Krishna played politics. They will see whole Krishna Leela is material way. So until you understand the basis of who Krishna is, you cannot appreciate Krishna Leela. So before you enter into Krishna Leela, Krishna Tattva has to be understood. Who is Krishna? If you don't understand, if you think Krishna is an ordinary person like you and me, all Krishna Leela will seem material. Text 39. How these queens, with their simple devotion, they completely conquered the unconquerable Krishna. The last verse of this chapter. Text 39. Tamme nire balamudha stairnam chanuvratam raha pramana vidho bhartur ishwaram matayo yata. See, here the word uses mudaha. Mudaha. What does mudaha mean? Mudaha. What does mudaha mean? Foolish. Right? So here the word muda is not used for the meaning foolish. It is used because of their simplicity. Materialistic people are foolish. They consider Krishna to be an ordinary person. These ladies also, they consider Krishna to be their husband, not God. But they are not called foolish in that sense. They are called simple. Just like the Vrajavasis. None of the Vrajavasis thought Krishna is God. Yashoda was thinking Krishna is my son, I have to correct him, I have to train him. The gopis were thinking Krishna is our beloved. The friends were thinking Krishna is our friend. They never thought that Krishna is God. So materialistic people also, we saw that they don't think Krishna is God. That's a different level. These pure devotees, they also don't see Krishna as God because they are on the platform of Yoga Maya. Their love is so intense that they consider Krishna to be their husband, to be their son, to be their lover, like that. That is the mood. And these ladies were so simple and innocent. They bought Krishna completely under their control. That Krishna was unconquerable, was controlled by the love of these ladies, the wives of Krishna. And it appeared that they were not aware of Krishna's glories, but they knew everything. But their love was so intense that they completely controlled the Lord. So this last section, we saw the greatness of Krishna's queens. They had so much love and devotion to Krishna that they conquered Krishna not with their beauty, but they conquered Krishna with their love and devotion. So this is the chapter of how Lord Krishna enters into Dwarka, welcomed by the citizens, and we saw Krishna's reciprocation with all the citizens of Dwarka, with the mothers, with the queens. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Anyone has any questions, any comment?